We're about to talk about this. We're about to talk about my new cards. Is this the one? Okay, let's watch this. I'm preparing my mind to be blown.
Some call me a prophet, a magician, a mad old hermit. But my eyes have never deceived me, and what I observe troubles me.
Wait, is that Zilean? Is that Zilean, chat? Dude, I'm gonna tell you. There is something about these old man wise characters. Like Master Roshi. Well, he's not really wise. He's an old pervert, but still. Okay, bad example. Like from Kill Bill, Pai Mei or whatever his name was. There's these old wise characters. I just love this stuff, man. Wait, Zilean's a pervert as well? There's no way. I don't believe it. I was talking about Master Roshi, chat. He's not.
See the same mistakes time and again. But time, like so many things, is a construct, a convention of those who fear. Confound it. Where was I? Ah, yes. The convention of those who fear their fate and endeavor to bury the past.
That's Captain Farron.
But here's the secret. Fate is also an illusion. Should you find yourself in despair, the solution is simple. Pick another fate.
Ooh, that's cool, dude.
For victory comes to those who choose their
Malphite.
outcome, not those who let it choose them.
He's a big dude, man. He is a big dude. May 5th. Oh, chat, we're so close. We're so close, boys. We're this close. 2 weeks. No, less. What am I saying? 1 week almost away. For me personally, the cool parts were with Zilean doing his thing. Like,
I observe troubles me.
I almost wish that this part wasn't a thing. I almost wish this part wasn't quite a thing, but it's okay. I wish it was a little bit less, like, how do I explain this? I know how to explain it. Do you know what puts me off about this? I'll tell you right now. What puts me off about this? He doesn't have enough dementia. If you wanna like do the big juxtaspose between if you wanna make the really big contrast between super powerful in the zone.
Confound it.
I want him to be a little bit more silly. Like, not silly, but a little bit more confused, right? When he's out of it. I don't know.
Was I?
He looks too smart. He just looks... He looks a little bit, silly. I don't know. Just my opinion. All right, let's look at the new cards. 3 cards to look at. Let's look at each and every single one. First of all, we have Blade. Obliterate me when I leave combat. First of all, it's a token. I'm aware it's a token, chat. That can mean 2 things. 1, it starts off in combat. So something summoned this attacking. Like, for example, a sand from, what's his face? What's the guy's name? Azir. It's like an Azir thing. Right? It's attacking. Like, a whenever I attack kind of thing. 2, it can block, and it can stay on board whenever, but after it goes in combat, as a blocker or attacker, it dies. Those are my two possible interpretations. Which one's correct? Only time will tell. What do you guys think? Does it start in combat, or does it get obliterated after 1 instance of combat? How would you guys interpret this? Because here's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. Why wouldn't it say strike, obliterate me? Why is it not a strike effect? Why is it obliterate me when I leave combat? So the obliterate me when I leave combat almost sounds like they don't want this to be a blocker. Does that make sense? It's almost like it should not survive to be a blocker. It shouldn't get through combat. No matter how the combat goes. It should not be a blocking unit. So I'm more inclined to believe from this wording that it's not a blocking unit. But then why not just give it not block, I wonder? I don't know. We'll have to find out together. Still, it's a token. Something is generating this. I doubt anything transforms into this, but you never know. We'll have to wait and see. It's Aurelian's card. Okay. Why is it not ephemeral? So there's a difference between this and ephemeral. This can survive a turn, whereas ephemeral can't. This can, for example, be buffed and do single combat into double striking, for example, as well. Blade can't be recalled. That's a good point as well. Blade cannot be recalled. And it's in Ionia, a deck that does run recalls. Good point. Thank you for that. Interesting point. It can strike outside of combat and survive. Correct. Or even inside of combat, it can strike twice. Like, you buff this to a 5/5 in combat, and then you single combat, it can hit 2 things.
My guess is there is a new effect that uses obliterate, such as a level up condition.
Possible. Interesting. Cool card. I mean, it's not a cool card. I mean, the card actually sucks. It's cool that it gives us insight to what we can expect from the blade. This blade is the Aurelia ulti. Thank you, Patapapao. If it's Aurelia's ulti, if she's about blades, then we can expect something to do with her level up condition, maybe. Like, let's say, I've seen 5 blades attack, or something like that. Maybe. Maybe this is a level up condition. I hope Aurelia is good. Ionia needs effects. Ionia needs something. I love Ionia as it is. I'm a big Karma fan. This for me is not it for Ionia. Guys, I just want more control tools for Karma, honestly. But we'll have to wait and see. There's not really that much to say about this. It's simply a token that's telling us Aurelia might have something to do with, I don't know, 1/1 attacking tokens. There's not much else to see here. Aurelia is a fighter. Okay. What if the blade strikes Aurelia's blocker? Maybe. And what if Aurelia has quick attack after that? Maybe. Blade synergy. Yeah. Man. Call me a monster, but I'm already thinking Dehunder.
Aurelia uses a flowing dance to move the blades around her body as a defense and an attack. That sleeve in the background will be part of her splash, my guess.
Listen, I'm already thinking Dehunder. Because I've made an Ionia Dehunder deck that was actually a lot of fun with Go Get It. Because, sure, they get obliterated, but the fact remains they're going to be blocking or striking and getting blocked very often, right? They're not going to get obliterated every time. If there is a ton of ways to generate blades, holy moly. Like, that's spicy, chat. If there's a tons of ways to generate these blades. And if they're... Because they're going to get blocked, right? They are going to get blocked. They are going to die. It's just a really easy way to find units that die. Oh my god, you guys don't understand. Yes, they get obliterated if they don't get blocked. But how often do people not block things in an aggro deck? How often do they take 1 damage to face? Yes, I'm aware that there are going to be times where they don't block and they get obliterated. Yes, I'm aware of that. It's just extra free units if something's generating these. So this could be really cool. Anyway, let's go to Chip. Chip, my friend. 1 mana 3/3 in Targon. That's Targon. That means Malphite's Targon, right? Because this is Malphite's pet. They would never take a pet away from his owner. So Malphite's a Targon unit. We're getting Targon Landmark. Possibly. Well, you guys told me this was his pet. Imagine separating a pet. Malphite's... Imagine separating a son and a pet from his father and caretaker. No, I don't believe it. All right. So Malphite is in Targon. It's not his pet. It's his wife. Jesus Christ, people. Chip is like a worse Bark Beast because region synergy is terrible. Alright, guys, I need to know. In lore, who is Chip? Who is Chip to Malphite? It's one of his balls? Stop it, chat. His mother? Chip is new? You guys have been lying to me though. Then I have no idea. He's never mentioned nothing. All right, then I've been getting trolled this whole time. You guys told me it was his pet. I thought he was like Malphite's good boy or something. Jesus Christ, people. All right, we don't know. We don't know. Entirely new? Oh no, dude. I've been skamazed. Main character of the story will defeat the void. All right, dude. All right, then we know nothing. We know absolutely nothing. How many landmarks are there in Targon? 1, 2, 3. There's 4 landmarks in Targon. All right, so that doesn't necessarily then mean that that Chip is going to be in, that Malphite is going to be in Targon, because they might just be adding a little bit of landmark support to Targon. It's not necessarily a thing. 1 mana 3/3 in Targon. So this would have to go with Shurima. It has to, right? Okay, bear with me here, chat. Bear with me here for a sec. Turn 1, Chip. Turn 2, Chip plus Ancient Preparations. That's 6/6 on board. That's not bad for aggro. That's actually really scary for aggro. Like, this is not a bad aggro card in general. It gives you a summoned card, and it lets you look for specific cards. Like, this is not bad in Shurima aggro. It goes well with an Azir deck. 6/6. It is 6/6. What do you mean? Because there's 2 of... I'm saying, if you play 2 of them, like, that's if you have 2 in hand, if you have 2 chips and an Ancient Preparation in hand, this is a very strong aggro card. Like, very strong. It's barely getting seen, but if you're playing it in a deck that's aggro, with this card and chips, we're talking some massive early damage. Emperor's Deus is a really good follow-up. Chip turn 1, Emperor Deus on turn 2. You have a 3/3 and a 1/1 attacking. This can be scary, like, because you can play this on 2 and then drop the new guy. Where is he? This dude on 3. Like, consider me a little bit scared, but that's a lot of HP for an aggro deck. Like a 3/3, that easily activatable on turn 2 is quite scary. Targon can actually be aggro. Yeah, they can. Targon has some really good aggro cards. What do you mean? We have this guy who is aggro enabler for a lot of things. We have a pretty decent Solari Soldier that's just a good stat stick for turn 1. The Flight is amazing in aggro. Lunari Shadestalker is great in aggro, for example. Pale Cascade is great in aggro. Like, Targon's not a bad aggro section. It's only seen in Nightfall decks at the moment, but I think Chip could add a lot to this. And the problem with Chip is a 3/3. That's easier than Bark Beast to activate. Yeah, that might be scary. You know what's scary as well? If you play a landmark turn 1, any chip you get after that is a 1 mana 3/3 with no need to activate, right? If I'm understanding the wording correctly, once you've summoned the landmark this game, so if you play landmark turn 1 and you discover Chip, right, for next turn, he's already a 3/3. Like, there's no need to... In a deck that runs a couple of landmarks, this is always a 1 mana 3/3 except for turn 1. Bark Beast, you have to activate him every time, and he's still decent, like on turn 3/4. This guy's an amazing turn 3/4, just to curve out. This is really strong. You guys are thinking of this like not really strong, and it goes amazing with Shaped Stone. Talia, yeah. Nerf it. Chip is pretty dang good. And the thing is, it trades with pretty much every 3-drop in the game. Like, most 3-drops in the game is going to get traded with here. Like, a lot of 3-drops are 3 HP these days. That's scary, dude. That is scary. We have ourselves Clockwork Curator. Play Advanced and Allied Landmark 2 rounds. It's scary. It is scary, dude. Thralls? I don't know, man. That's a mana 3/5/4 with a 2/2 on board. That to me is scarier. Listen. Look at this opening, chat. Chip turn 1, attack, you did 1 damage, okay? Hibernating Rock Bear turn 2, Chip's a 3-3. Turn 3, you drop to 2-2. You have a 5-4 and a 3-3. That's 5-5, 10-9 worth of stats on mana 3. That's not bad. That's not bad for a chunky deck with not 1 HP units. Like, that's not horrible. That's not horrible, dude. Plus, you can throw another chip on top because you have 1 mana left. So you've got 13, 12 worth of stats on mana 3 attacking. Like, listen. Chip turn 1. Rock Bear turn 2. Clockwork plus chip turn 3. Boom! 13 to face. You forgot about the second chip on turn 3 because the Clockwork's only 2 mana. Like, that's... And the problem with that is, unlike Shadow Isles, these are all 3 and 4 HP except for the Clockwork. Like, they're so hard to remove. That's a big stat stick. The removal is not going to be there. It's scary, dude. And this is all saying that we don't see any other landmarks coming out. Which I'm pretty sure we will if Malphite's coming. If Malphite's coming out, then we can be sure there are more landmarks coming out, right? So, there might be some other landmark we're not even thinking of at the moment. Pretty scary. Maybe, just maybe, if there's a really good countdown landmark to play this on, holy moly, could you have a ridiculous turn with this plus Clockwork. Like right now, there's nothing strong enough per se. Thralls. Yeah, Thralls, maybe. Maybe Thrall, you're right. Holy crap. Countdown 8. Turn 1 this. Turn 2 is countdown 7. Turn 3 you play the forecast card. Countdown 6, 5. Like, you have to have like double Clockwork in hand and whatnot. But maybe. Maybe it works. So, Sun Disc, nah. It doesn't do anything. Hourglass with Clockwork. You can actually un-hourglass a unit. That's kind of cool. That's really cool. Let's say, okay, listen to this. Like, there are really niche uses for that. Let's say you drop Hecarim, right? Let's say you're on mana 10. You play Hecarim. Your opponent plays Vengeance before you can attack. You hourglass your Hecarim to save him. And then you drop Clockwork Curator or bring him back. And you can attack. Like, that's you can de-hourglass a unit if you still need attack with it. That's kind of cool. You can play defensive hourglass and then remove the hourglass that same turn. That's a pretty cool synergy. For certain champions, like, it works well with, for example, you can entomb as well. Yeah, you can defensively entomb, unentomb it. There's a lot of cool things you can do. You know what's scary? It's scary, you know with who? Mr. Watcher. Usually they're removing him right before he attacks, right? You drop Watcher, they have to remove before the attack happens. Well, you can Hourglass to protect him, or Entomb to protect him, and bring him back to attack again with a 2 mana cost unit. You can get rid of either Entomb or Hourglass to be allowed to attack that same turn. Like, that's a big deal for this guy. So now you can both save him and attack afterwards. I like that. It's a cool little synergy we can think about. A way to break your own hourglasses. Also, too situational? Not necessarily. Tally will be bad even in Zilean Malphite deck. Who knows, man? We need to see what landmarks are coming out. Is Lysandra Shurima a thing? No, at the moment, no, it's not. But who knows? Like, again, we've only seen 3 cards. It's not enough cards to make a prediction. Still, some really cool things to think about. What do you guys think so far of these cards? I'm going to go one by one. First of all, Preservationist. 5 mana, 4/4 absolutely sucks. But advances an allied landmark 3 rounds. I don't know, dude. I think it's too weak. I think you cannot play a 4/4 on mana 5. I think the stats are too low. Countdown synergy, okay, sure. But, like, you're just way better off leveling your champions instead. If it was a 5/5, I could see this being usable. Like, compare this card, advancing a landmark, compare it to the 5/5 from Freljord, who gives everything in your deck +1/+1. You can't compare. I'm not feeling this card. I don't know about you guys. Listen, This is how you find out if a card is good, chat. You envision yourself in a game. I'm playing. Boom, boom, I'm destroying my opponent. I'm ahead on board. But then, mana 5, he drops a 4/4. Literally 5 mana do nothing, chat. You literally... and then you open attack next turn and win. Like, that's literally what happens. That's literally what this card is. That's how you visualize how good this card is. Do you shiver in fear when you see his 5 drop? No, you don't. You laugh your butt off. A 4/4 for 5 mana, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'ma say no. The worst thing is, like, what landmarks have a countdown this long? So this doesn't really work with the 2-cost landmark. It doesn't work with the 4-cost landmark because they start at 3 and whatever, respectively. And if it's a 7 mana play, you play a 2-cost landmark plus this. Like, even 7 mana, 5/4, 4/4, that's 2 cards out of hand. Like, no. Saltspire is already a 2 countdown. It's a wasted 3 ticks. And by the time you play Saltspire and then next turn, it's only down to 1 countdown anyway. So you're losing two rounds of countdowns gone. Oh my god, it looks so bad, dude. Like, maybe if they release like a 2, 3, or 4 mana landmark that has, like, let's say a 6 countdown, something like that, maybe this card will maybe see play. I don't see it. I don't see it. Malphite is 10 countdown. Maybe if Malphite is a countdown card, but then what is the mana cost of Malphite? Do we really expect Malphite to be a cheap card, like a 2-cost, 3-cost, 4-cost? Malphite is literally the size of a freaking mountain, brother. Have you seen the size of him? That's like if they released freaking, what's his face? Aurelian Soul and be a 2-cost. Like, that's insulting. 7 mana Malphite, something like that. That's what I expect. I expect him to be like Nautilus or Asol size. How do you make him cost like... Isn't that insulting? He's a 0-cost.
It's Zilean synergy. Zilean will have some sort of alternate win con that he summons that has a long cooldown.
Possible. I'm not saying it's impossible. But as it stands, this card is... I don't want to say garbage tier. But... Have you ever seen Loaded Dice? Around there. Yeah, it's a no for me, brother. It's a no for me. I'm not feeling this card unless we get something new that actually fits really well with. Alright. The Clock Hand. 8 mana, 4/7. When I'm summoned, create 2 instant sentries in hand, though. Let's be fair here, chat. Let's be fair. You get 2 of these. You can reduce a countdown by 8 if you wanted to. It's not the world's worst blocker. It can block a 4-drop. I will put this in a separate category. This is not trash tier. This is jank tier. Okay, chat? This is jank tier. That's what I'm going to call it. You can have fun with this. You can have some very fun interaction with this. Because you can't deny this. That's the good thing about this. This is undeniable. It's burst speed on your turn focus. So these cards, you get them in hand guaranteed. Because you can't deny his summon effect. And you can't deny the use of these cards either. So jank tier. You can do fun things with this. I think. Maybe. Maybe, possibly. But what landmark can we currently use this on? Nada. Only on Sundisk. It actually does hit a spot in Sundisk. In turn 8, you already have leveled Azir. It flips Sundisk. It's possible, yeah. If you have a flipped Azir, you can flip it with this. The 7-cost card is deniable. And, yeah, maybe, you know, maybe as a finisher. Like, it's not the world's worst finisher in, it pretty much guarantees a Sundisk level up, doesn't it? Sundisk on turn 1, it's past 7 clicks. You leveled Azir by turn 8 already, hopefully, and then you just drop down the Clock Hand. And boom. Frozen Thrall, 8 mana, 4/7, and 8/8. Well, 9 mana. It's not horrible. It can quickly level Lysandra. Why? Oh, you mean because of Lysandra's thralls? Possibly. But okay, so I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good, but I don't think you can't have fun with it. Like this card, I don't think you can have fun with. I honestly think this cannot be a fun deck build around. This, you can have fun with this. Interesting card. I have to assume there are going to be some landmarks coming out that will be usable, because right now this is unusable. And this is only usable on Sundisk, so they're hinting at something, right? Bear with me here. Imagine if the expansion comes out with like 3 different landmarks or 4 different landmarks that all have high countdowns and super effects. This is a 0 cost. Summon 2 possible attempts at one of those landmarks. It could be a huge tempo gain. Like, imagine a world where there was like an 8 mana landmark that does something crazy, right? This could summon it for free. So, theoretically speaking, depending on what we get in the future, this could be strong. Theoretically, if we get a really high mana cost landmark that it can hit. So anyway, imagine possibilities. Focus speed, create a random landmark with countdown in hand. That sounds horrible. Or advance your landmarks 1 round. That sounds really bad, doesn't it? Because you can't choose which landmark to get. It's not like you reveal a random, like, it's just some random landmark. This sounds horrible. Or advance your landmarks 1 round. Okay, this advance part, I don't know how good that is. Why? Because with all of these reveals, I have a feeling like there is going to be decks that have like 4 or 5 landmarks at once on your board. And if that's the case, is that good? I mean, maybe. And if that's the case, if you want to have a lot of landmarks on board and you don't have enough stuff to advance, you could always create a random landmark for 1 mana. Like, it's a little bit versatile. Like my landmark deck. Yeah, we destroyed with that deck. All right, time in a bottle. Predict and advance an allied landmark 2 rounds. So it's 2 things. Predict. First you predict. Predict is always cool. But we have a predict card that's a 2/3. It's a 2/3 for 2, don't we? And then advanced an allied landmark 2 rounds. It seems bad, dude. Wait, that's not Zilean's that's not Zilean's signature card, is it? Because they always put the signature card with the champion, right? So we can assume this is not Zilean's signature card. Because they would have done it with the champ. Okay, thank God. Actually, it wouldn't be horrible if it was. Like, I don't think... I think countdown reduction is not worth that much mana. Like, the predict part, you know how much it's worth? 0.5 mana. How much can advancing a landmark 2 rounds be worth? What's the value behind that? Because predicting just by itself is not even worth 1 mana. It's not worth what... You would never run a card that predicts for 1 mana. You wouldn't do it. Advanced an allied landmark 2 rounds. How much is that worth? This is overcosted. This costs too much, I think. Maybe in a Kahiri deck. Maybe this works in a Kahiri deck. Possibly. Right? Predict gets more value in a Kahiri deck. And that's about it. That's what I can think of here. Now, will Kahiri play with landmarks? I don't know. Card looks extremely... Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. So all of these cards... My favorite one is Clockhand. Why? Because I feel like I can make some janky decks out of him and maybe have a little bit of fun. And he's a summon effect, which means if they kill him, I can do like a 3-cost revive, get 2 more instant sentries on top of that if I'm playing him with Shadow Isles. Or like I could play like Chronicler on him and like get 2 more... Because these instant sentries are the reason you're playing him, right? Imagine a world where I can like play with a little bit of Shadow Isles with Chronicler or whatever and revive him because it's a summon effect and get like tons of instant sentries in hand. That looks cool to me. Like, there's some weird things you can do with this guy to level up your sun, whatever you want to call it, super fast. And just play like a Shurima deck with a Zilean level up quickly. Like, they could be fun things to do, man. There could be some fun things to do. It's memeable, yes. This card is unplayable, unless we see something really good that needs a 3-cost reduction early. Instant Sentry is really cool, but it comes along with this card. Create a random landmark with countdown in hand. I don't like it at all. Unless maybe we have like super... Like, for this card to be usable, you need to have landmark-focused decks being close to tier 1. Like, you need to have decks that go full landmarks, be good enough to compete with the current Thresh Nasus decks. Is it possible that that's going to happen? I don't know. I really don't. Time in a bottle. Predicted advance and allied landmark 2 rounds. Not enough value in my opinion. Maybe you need these predict things in a Kahiri deck, and we need more predicts in general, and maybe Kahiri can be playable. We'll have to wait and see. Overall, that's my impressions of the current cards. Do you guys agree or disagree with me?
Time is winding.
That's a sick animation.
Let me see. It is now as it would be then.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna main this guy for a while when he comes out. Dude, I'm calling it now. I'm gonna be playing so much Zilean when he comes out, dude. I don't care about anything else. I'm gonna be playing a ton of Zilean when he comes out.
Sooner or later, I just accelerate the outcome.
Karma Zilean, maybe.
Time waits for no one. No one but me.
Wait. Dude. That level up.
Are you sure, Grap? What about the predict last night?
The predict last night? What I don't even remember last night predict.
Time waits for no one. No one but me. Haven't I been here before?
That is so good. He's not that great. I don't care how good he is. I think he's amazing, but no matter how good he is, I'm going to play him a lot and figure him out.
Oh, we're on this timeline.
Good job. The Atrocity play. Love it.
Time spent planning is never wasted.
That's right. That's right. Can we get an F in chat for Mogwai? Mogwai's worst dream, a reality. All right, let's keep going.
Time is a teacher to us all.
Wise Mogwai said he doesn't like Atrocity. He thinks Atrocity shouldn't exist. Anyway, listen, guys. I'm right before I go to the talking about this amazingness, I gotta say, I freaking like Atrocity. And I'm gonna go on the record. I think if Riot significantly nerfs Atrocity, it's a big mistake. And it's going down a very bad path. I think Atrocity is great. If they nerf it to 7 mana, I'm not gonna be too upset. I'd rather it not get nerfed. If they nerf it to 7, I won't be too upset. But if they make it slow, I think that's a horrible decision. If they make Atrocity slow, you guys all think it should be slow. I know that's a very popular opinion. I know a lot of people think that. I think it's a huge mistake. I think making Atrocity slow is a terrible mistake. But yeah, that's my view on Atrocity. Yo, to get things in a light mood again. Dude, this level up animation. Can we say it's top 3 in the game? Honestly.
Time waits for no one. No one but me.
Top 1? I don't want to say... I mean, right now, it feels like top 1. I don't know, because I have to look at every card and say if there's a better one, but I can't think of a much better one, dude. Okay. I changed my mind, chat. It's second place. It's second place, chat. Teemo's first place. Nothing beats Teemo's animation for leveling up. Teemo's okay. Teemo wins, chat. Teemo's number 1. But this is number 2. Can we agree this is number 2, chat? Alright, number 2 best level up animation in the game.
Time waits for no one. No one but me.
Yo, I'm gonna have to learn that hand movement. I have to learn the hand movement he does. Left hand goes sideways. Right hand does a circle. Okay? Why does he do it so... I'm sorry, chat. I know this is a little bit weird, but I gotta see this. It's slow motion. I need to know. Chat, I need to know. I need to know what the animation is. His hands cross it and boom! To the side. Okay, listen. 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 This is it. This is it. Time waits for no one. I love it. Okay, got it, boys. We're actually Zilean experts now. I got it. But me. Easy. Cringe, I don't care. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited.
Haven't I been here before?
Yes, you have. Cringe alert? I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I need to grow the beard. Oh man, what a good reveal video. Let's go straight to the cards, boys. I need some beard. Are you happy now, chat? Is this what you wanted? All right, dude. All right. All right. Is this the content you came for? Fine. Let's talk about the new cards. First things first. First things first. Let's look at SoothSayer. When I'm summoned, grant ally champions and landmark spell shield. Oh my god. Alright, let's leave her for last as well. She's too strong. Scrying Sands, give an enemy minus... Oh my god. Zilean's Chronoshift, give an ally champion the next time I die this round, fully heal me and grant me... What? Listen, everything's broken. The time bomb. When I'm summoned, draw one and advance the other allied time bombs. 1 round countdown. Deal 1 to enemy nexus and... Pretty decent. Dude, this is all broken. Okay, I've already seen these cards, obviously, but I need to refresh this in my head. These are so freaking broken, dude. Look at his stat line. 1-4 for 2 is... Level up, you destroy 2 ally time bombs. Now, this is going to be a bit of an interesting level up condition. It's not that easy to do. It's going to take a little bit of time, but it can be doable. The problem is he has to see it happen as well. So how good is Zilean pre-level up? Hard to say. But his level up, holy... Okay, what do we start with first? All the cards are so good. A little bit of time. Dude, all the cards are so good. 2 mana 1 for predict sounds good to me. It does. It really does. Like, just this base version is super strong. Let's start with Zilean in that case. Zilean, a 2 mana 1-4 for a champion that has a super strong level up. That's very good. That is very, very good. Create 4 time bombs in your deck, then predict. So not only does he have a good stat line for surviving, he's like a backline hero, but he has a predict on top of that. So he already has a very good starting effect. You can look for the perfect answers for mana 3. If you're playing versus aggro, you can predict for your aggro removal. You can predict for your cheap units. You can predict for your time bombs, which you shuffle into the deck. Fantastic. Secondly, the predict happens after you create the 4 time bombs. So, these are already in your deck. When I'm summoned, draw 1. Oh my god, and it's a cantrip and advanced other ally time bombs. And, oh my... Dude, I can't get over how good this is. I don't really know what to say. It's a 2 mana TF that draws a card and does 1 to everything. Listen, it's a 2 mana red card that also draws a card. That's insane. And it advances. No, it doesn't advance other landmarks. It advances the other bombs that you might have on board. So if you play 2 bombs in the same turn, you're guaranteed to do 2 damage right there and then, basically. And then when we level him up, just the cream of the crop, the reason I want to play Zilean. Round start, create a fleeting copy of each non-fleeting card I saw you play last round. Oh my god. What? That is so insane. Stress testing is a fun interaction. But I'm just thinking of so many other ways to make this OP. Wait. Oh my, wait. There's no way, right? There's no way it works on champions, is there? It works! You can copy champions, chat! What? Listen, not only that. You guys, I don't think you understand what happens if you have Puffcat Peddler on board. You have like 4 mushrooms in your hand. You play all 4 mushrooms, then next turn you get 4 more mushrooms in hand. And you play another all 4 mushrooms. And if you have a team on board and you have another team on hand, you... Give me all the mushrooms! All of them! Calm down, Grappler. Calm yourself. This can be very scary. Like, anything you can reduce the cost of, right? Laders into Laders, yeah, but the problem is it's a 9-cost card. Like, if you have, like, 2 or 3 Plaza Guardians in hand, and you get them all next turn, they cost 0 as well. Like, these can be a little bit cool to play with. Sandstone Chimera can make maybe some sense. Arbiter of the Peaks can be interesting as well. Dude, Go Hard is going to be so much fun with this as well. I mean, I know it's the very obvious combo that we were all talking about, but it's going to be so much fun as well, dude. Holy smokes. You know what's a scary card with him? Like, really quick to talk about this. Rally is a really scary card to have multiple copies of. Rally is a very scary one. I'm scared of Rally. Like, having, like, multiple Rallies just like that, like Lucian with Rally and that. Only thing is you need to draw enough cards to level up Zilean. So, in a deck that wants to abuse Zilean, you need to have a lot of draw. And I don't think Lucian has enough draw at that. Harrowing can be scary as hell. But then that forces him to be in Shadow Isles. I literally think Teemo's going to be one of the decks I'm going to play with him. It looks so good to me. Then again, Retreat is such a good card for Zilean. And, like, you want to retreat Zilean to put more of those bombs in your deck so you can level him, right? Retreat looks amazing with Zilean, dude. The thing is, what is your win con if you play Ionia Zilean? What is the win con there? We need to see some more Ionia cards to come out. Maybe there's something there. Lee Sin. Karma's cool, I agree. But I think you guys are getting stuck on the fact about spells being copied. Keep in mind, you can copy units, dude. Don't forget that. You can copy units as well. Thank you for the support. The Flight. Yeah, that's a scary card. I gotta admit. That's a pretty scary card to copy, and it's very cheap to play. I think one card that might be really cool here is... Where is it? If you play it with, like, Zoe or something, the Veil Temple can make a lot of sense. Because that deck might be suffering for mana, if you're playing that many different cards. The Veil Temple could be really cool. With, like, Invoke cards. But again, you have to level Zilean for this to work. Ionia just works so well as well. Zilean Marauders. The problem with Marauders is you're playing into Noxus. And, you can't really wait that long to play your Marauders. Because Zilean is going to be a late game level up, right? You already have too many... You already have your Marauders played on board. He creates fleeting cards, and to do that, you need to play non-fleeting cards. I'm aware of that, yes. I'm aware you can replay them once. Yes. Unless you're playing PNZ and you can make them non-fleeting. Then that's different. But overall, I mean, he can just make more hex cores as well for the mushrooms. That's crazy. That's so good. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this. There's so many cool things you can do with him. I am going to have such a good time. Man, the meta is going to change so much the first few days. Shaped Stone is so good here. It really is. Zilean stress testing is too much synergy. I think Teemo will be the way to go. Teemo might be the way to go. I've even made a Teemo Shurima deck before. Copy Suns for Yasuo. Man, this is exciting stuff. Anyway, let's go to the next card. Soothsayer. Holy... What? Tito turn 1, Soothsayer tier 2? What do you do to that? How do you stop that, chat? In the same deck? Tito turn 1, Soothsayer turn 2. For the Scout's Code, I have Spell Shield turn 2. Oh no, dude. Dude, it's gonna... Oh my god, chat. What? Double Val fees, that's so much value. And it's a 1/4 blocker versus aggro. Oh, that's so good. The good thing about this is it doesn't do damage to your stuff, right? So you can play Tito with him and not have anti-synergy. I mean, this is obviously way too useful with basically Teemo and Zoe. Those are the 2 units you want to play this with. What else is this really good with? I mean, we haven't really seen what landmarks are going to look like yet. I'm assuming we need the big mountain dude to see before we can make a decision on how good the spell shield to landmarks really is. Protecting Sun Disc is a big deal. I agree. I do agree protecting Sun Disc is a big deal in Mana 2. So, if Sun Disc eats double removal, that's super value. That's like 6 mana lost on your opponent's end. Just an overall super value unit. There's so many good things about this, I can't even name them all. It's not burst. You can't give burst spell shield. So late game is not as good as it is early game. Because usually you drop something and you remove it immediately. They're not going to wait for you to play Soothsayer afterwards. Like, let's say you have 8 mana. You drop Nasus. Do you really think your opponent's going to wait for you to drop Soothsayer to do his Vengeance? No. He's going to Vengeance immediately if he sees you have 2 more mana for Soothsayer. People are going to play around this card. So the fact that you're going to play around it makes this... I'd say more consistent with really early things you want to protect than late game things you want to protect. But all in all, even late game, it's very strong. If you have a board with a few landmarks you need to keep strong, you drop it. If you have a champion you want to protect, you drop it. Fantastic card. It doesn't work on units, so it's not really amazing in things like, let's say, Nasus Thresh, because literally it only protects Thresh and Nasus. And you can't play until mana 7 at the earliest, right? And you're not really, are you really dropping this on mana 7? Like, nah. Aphelios is just too weakly statted at the moment. So yeah, this is very interesting. This is very cool. Zilean's crazy? Because he doesn't die to anything if you play this after Zilean. Listen, what does Zilean die to? How do you kill Zilean? You can't challenger him to death. All the early challengers have 2 or 3 attack, right? How do you kill Zilean early on? Can't kill the Zilean, exactly. You cannot kill the Zilean. It's impossible. Not with this 5/1 challenger, I guess. But then it's an even trade, and you got the predict and the 4 time bombs in the deck, and his dude dies as well. So even there, you're up on tempo. You got the predict for free, so you're winning that exchange. It's a positive trade for you. And then we have Scrying Sands, 1 mana predict, already cool. Give it. Oh my lord, a burst predict that works so well with already the predict cards we have. Oh my god. It already is a cool combat trick if you have like, now you drop a Kahiri the student without predicting. And it's like, oh my god, the guy has to play around him predicting at burst speeds. You have this guy who they have to play around burst speed buffs. Like, what happens if you attack with 2 Kahiris on board? They're both 6/6. And you have 8 HP. All of a sudden, you gotta block both. Why? Because you know he can burst speed buff him 2/2. Or even more, for that matter. That's insane. That's insanato, chat. Defensively for your units, it's a worse Iron Elixir. Defensively for your Nexus, it's a worse healing potion. Still, 1 mana heal for 2 is significant. And on top of everything, it predicts, brother. It predicts. Even in a non-predict deck, that's massive. Predict is massive value. It gives decks consistency. I'm not even kidding. I think you play 3 of these in almost every Shurima deck. Maybe not 3, maybe 2. I think every Shurima deck can use this for consistency. 1 mana predict. It's that good. I think you're overvaluing predict, but okay. But it's 1 mana. that does something. Like the predict is just on top of it. Guys, imagine a world where you get Reckoning. It's like, oh, deny Reckoning right off the bat. It's beautiful. No, predict is amazing, dude. You don't get it. Like, predict literally gets rid of bad cards off the top of your deck. Do you think the level up of Zilean, well, not on top of your deck, but whatever, you know what I'm saying. 1 mana spell shield proc. As well. This does so much. This card is amazing. The only shame is you can't use it on your own units, but it is what it is. Allegiance, think about it. Nightfall Activator. Yeah, Nightfall Activator as well. Amazing card. All right. And the last, I love your beard. Thank you. I've grown it over the years. Anyway, let's keep going. Zilean's Chronoshift. With a true champion comes a champion card. And quite often we've seen good champions come with trash champion cards. Oh my god! This card is amazing. I would probably main deck this card in some decks. It doesn't matter. Guys, it's burst. Burst, I say. It's insane. It's so good. Guys, Fura's back. With this card, maybe.
The thing that can lose games is RNG. Predict helps combat that.
Shurima Fura's back with this card, I think. Only buff if it dies? Exactly. It not only buffs it, it fully heals it as well. And you can't direct remove it. Like, if you play Vengeance, it stops the Vengeance, fully heals, and makes it stronger. This together with, what is it called? Hourglass. You pretty much can't kill Fiora. Okay, so what? You hush Fiora, right? Hush. Boom! Zilean's Chronoshift. What now? What now, chat? No. If you're playing versus Hush decks, what do? Tell me. You hush Fiora. Boom! Zilean Chronoshift. Whatever's killing her now revives her with 3/3+, and she gets unhushed next turn anyway. Guys, if you're doing Obliterate, listen to me. That's why you have Hourglass. You realize Hourglass and this are in the same deck? Hush again? Well, then you have double Hush. I mean, come on. You guys realize Hush got nerfed? It no longer makes a copy of itself? She will lose charges though, right? She doesn't. Because she never dies. You don't lose charges. She doesn't die. Because the next time I die this round, heal me instead. She never died. She never lost her charges. Obliterate, you have Hourglass. Stop it. Still housed up for Hourglass. Yeah, but she has +3/+3. Out of the way, Chronoshift. I don't think that would work. But I could be wrong. Other than Fiora, oh my god, it's literally amazing for every single champion. It's a shame it doesn't work on units. But if it did, it would be broken. It only works on champions. Still, let's have a look at champions in this deck. Let's look at Shurima champions first, actually. That's so strong. That's so strong with Renekton, dude. Because if you kill Renekton during combat... oh my, that's really good. Sivir, it's so good with Sivir, dude. It's really good with Nasus. The problem is it doesn't work with Taric. The problem with Taric is that the second one fizzles. So he has to like Taric's effect has to be supporting a champion. If Taric supports a champion, yes, they both get it. But the problem is it's this round, right? So if they don't die this round, literally nothing happens to them, right? They don't get the effect. You only use this responsively to removal. How does it work with Tryndamere? Tryndamere is not going to die and level up. He doesn't get the level up. He just gets +3/+3. Then when he dies the next time, then he gets the level up and maintains the stats. So basically, Tryndamere has 2 lives if you play with Tryndamere the first time he's about to die. She corrected that. Okay, she corrected it. Okay, it's fine. Safe, Kench eats. Wow, that's so good with Kench as well, dude. It's really good with Kench. That's true. Wow, that can actually make Shurima Kench a thing. Interestingly enough. Maybe. Because it's a healing spell that also buffs him. That's very interesting. Only problem is Kench doesn't really work well with Hourglass. Because I think if you Hourglass Kench, your opponent gets their units back. So, Hourglass is not a very good defensive card for Kench. Vi is sort of interesting. It's actually really good on Zoe, man. Because Zoe maintains her charges, right? Like, even on Zoe, this is a good card. You can play it on mana 4. And then Zoe becomes a 4/4. Like, it's a good card for Zoe. The only card that counters it is Hush. And you have to have Hush plus removal. She dies before mana 4. Depends. What? You say she... How does she die on mana if you have SoothSayer on mana 2? She doesn't. No, she doesn't. How does she die on mana 4 if you have SoothSayer on 2? Zoe on 1, SoothSayer on 2, Pass on 3, and then you have this on 4. Challenger. Well, I mean... Listen here, chat. If they have Challenger units, you just buff Zoe instead. Chill. Or you play a second Zoe. I'm just saying. It works on Zoe pretty decently. Because it saves her from almost every single removal in the game. Dawn and Dusk with Chronoshift mana 13. Okay. You might be onto something. What can be Dawn and Dusk? That's in either Ionia or Shurima. Because you can do it guaranteed. Because usually when you Dawn and Dusk something, the first thing they do is remove the unit you're Dawn and Dusking. So then you play this, and you're guaranteeing the buff and the Dawn and Dusk to go off. You can't... This is only Champions, chat. Stop it. You can't use it in units. Lee Sin. Honestly, maybe. Maybe you're right. It's a very strong attack. Gangplank is Bilgewater, chat. Come on. Renekton? Yeah. Yeah, Renekton. That might be a combo. Because when Renekton levels up, I mean, that's a scare. That's 24 damage worth. And if they use a removal on him, that's 33 damage on board that you can't stop easily. Oh my god. How do you get 24? Attack, give me 3/3 this round. 3 Renektons on board, 3 8/8s is 24. And if they... Like, let's say you have Renekton on board, leveled up. You drop your Dawn and Dusk. They play Vengeance, you play your card on top of that. You have 33 overwhelm damage on board. Spell Shield, Chronoshift, Nasus, then Atrocity. I like that you can use this plus Atrocity at the same time. Dude, you play Atrocity, they drop their Vengeance, and you just drop this, and your Atrocity does 3 more damage as well. Or, you can Atrocity and not lose your unit. Oh no, dude. This actually works with Atrocity. You can Atrocity and not lose your unit to Atrocity. Your unit stays on the board and gets a buff. That's great, dude. Alright, I love it. I love it. Alright, boys. This actually might... Oh, my lord. Oh, dude. Oh, no. Oh, no, dude. Shermie. Shermie. Don't let Mogwai watch that combo. Shermie, protect him, Shermie. You came just at the right time. Mogwai needs you right now more than he's ever needed you before, Shermie. Protect him before it's too late. Dude, these cards are so fun. Hush Nasus. It's actually scary. Imagine the following scenario. You attack with Nasus, right? Your opponent hushes Nasus, you drop this. All of a sudden, your Nasus is fine. Imagine the scenario. You Atrocity with Nasus. They use removal. You play this. Atrocity still goes through. I mean, there's so many cool things about that combo. Dude, there's so many cool decks we can build with this. I'm so excited. Chippy. He's a good boy. You can tell that's a dog, not a cat. You can just tell. It's not a cat. That's a dog, dude. Stop it. It's a dog. It's not a turtle, chat. Turtles have necks. It's a rock. All right, it's quite obvious you guys are misinterpreting this dog. Leave the dog alone.